Right, okay, so hello, my name is Wheelhouse. This is actually my first video on this channel, basically just being me, so, now, I've got a couple of videos lined up. I've been recording over the last couple of months, hence the setup, in which you'll know more about very soon, because I've got a load of videos coming out very soon, but something's broken the news in the last couple of weeks, and I wanted to sit down today and talk about it because it's important. Now, 2 weeks ago on Monday, when I'm recording this, a guy called George Floyd got murdered by a white policeman because of the colour of his skin, basically. Now, we don't know why he got arrested, but he got murdered. Let's talk racism. Racism has gone on for hundreds and hundreds of years. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be a teacher because realistically, I hate school and I have got no qualifications. Well, I actually do. I've got quite... I could be a teacher, apparently. But no, I'm going to be just sitting here today expressing my views and opinions. So I can't force anybody to educate themselves, but I do highly encourage that people, after this video, look up into white privileges, everything that's going off with racism, because it is so important that we educate ourselves. To beat racism, we need to understand it. We need to understand what black people have been through. There's a lot about it, you know, in history. You know, I'm not going to go into it. If you want to look up into it yourselves, I do encourage that, because at the moment I am educating myself, because as a white person I don't fully understand it, but the more I look up into it, the more I understand, and I think everybody should be doing that at the moment. I don't get why you would judge a black person by the colour of their skin. You should judge them by what's in here, but that's what I think personally. But people do. And it's not just judgment. Black people have died and lost their lives because of people who have judged them and have used violence towards them purely just because of the colour of the skin. This is 2020. I thought we'd moved on from the time of black slavery, in which we have. It's not the same as it used to be, but people still get judged based on the colour of the skin. And as a human being, I can't understand why you would want to do that. You shouldn't be judging about this. You should be judging about what's in here. That's what matters. And the fact that people get killed because they're black, I can't understand. I really can't understand it. I mean, yeah, it's been happening for hundreds and hundreds of years. Go back to Rosa Parks, for example. She had to fight. She was the first female woman who sat on a bus because they were like, there's a lot of story behind it, but blacks had to be separated from the white people because of the colour of the skin. This is going back into the 1940s, something like that. Now, I encourage everybody who watches this video to look up into it, because she is such an inspiring woman, is Rosa Parks. And it's stuff like that. It makes you think this has gone on for so long when it comes to Rosa Parks, all the way back to slavery of black people. And it makes you think, why? Why is it still going on? I mean, black people are fighting for something in which should already be a thing. Why in 2020 is this still happening? I mean, 2020 and black people in the black community are fighting for equality, whilst we're sitting around with the privileges of not being judged by the colour of our skin. And they're having to go through so much. I mean, when you really think about it to the core, people aren't all equal. And why? Why is this? In my opinion, everybody should have a right of equality, but it's not there. There are people out there, the black community do not have equality like we white people do. And that is so sad. Everybody deserves a right to equality, and black people don't always get that. They really don't, you know. God has created us people, and the fact that they've got judged because they're black, I don't get it. I really don't get it. And it makes me sad. Hopefully, one day, for our kids in the future, you know, our kids, our children, our grandkids, they'll be able to live in a world where they won't have to put up with the fight that we're having to do at this current moment in time. And hopefully it'll be a better place. I mean, if I can change one person's point of view just through this video, you know, by making them more anti-racist, that means I've done my job. The whole point of this video is to make self-awareness. And I know I won't end racism by making this video. I know that it will end what's going off at the moment with black people. It definitely won't. But if I can change somebody's point of view and encourage people to be more anti-racism, if I can do that, then this video has done its purpose. And that's basically my aim out of this video, just to talk. I mean, to be fair, it's been 2 weeks since the death of George Floyd, and I have been sat here thinking of the words to say for this, because deep down I don't want to offend anyone. And yeah, I've probably said it wrong. There's cuts in this video because I struggle with stuff like this. I've got a little mind that's really struggling with stuff like this, but as long as I'm talking, I feel like I'm doing a right thing. I can't say the wrong thing, I don't think. And I feel like the more we talk about this, the more that we can get people talking about this, the more we can get this thing noticed. The time is now to end racism. I mean, we are in quarantine, so it's a very fine line as to what we can do, but at the moment we can be doing other stuff online, like signing petitions, talking to our friends and family about this sort of thing. Just get the word out there through Twitter, social media, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere you can. Get people talking about Black Lives Matter, because that is the truth. You can, you see the hashtag Black Lives Matter, but do you know what it means? Deep down, do you really know what it means? Because if you don't, you need to look up into it more. Yeah, you put in a square on Instagram that's black, a blackout. Yeah, it's brilliant. But do you know why? If you don't know about white privileges, if you don't know about anti-racism, look up into it. There's plenty of resources, books, magazines, articles, videos on YouTube. There's so many out there, and I'm going to put a list down in the description below of a few of them that you can watch. And spend this time in quarantine looking up into it all, because that's what I've been doing over the last couple of weeks. And yeah, I think it's important that we do that in this time. I mean, personally, I stand for equality, I stand for kindness, I stand for fairness, I stand for respect, and I stand for love. But more importantly, I stand for change. And I also stand for the Black Lives Matter movement, and hopefully you lot will too. So thank you.
We all need somebody to lean on. George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd!
This city is a minority majority city. And this city is a city where blacks and whites and browns and legal and illegal all get together because we judge each other by the content of our hearts. Take a knee!
I need you to understand how painful this is. I need you to understand how painful it is to be reminded every day that your race means nothing. And that isn't the case anymore. That is never the case anymore. We are going to try today. We are a physical representation of our support for George Floyd.